Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ndegwa Wachira, the chairman of Higher Education Loans Board. We are currently visiting Boston in Massachusetts for the purpose of reconnecting with Kenyans who are either studying here or are working in this state. And the reason we are here is to talk to them about Higher Education Loans Board with respect to the facilities that they may have been offered during their studies back in Kenya. And the reason we want to connect with them is to assure them that education in Kenya is still continuing and there are good things that are happening. As you are aware, Higher Education Loans Board has a responsibility to finance students who are looking for higher education. And in that regard, we came to this country to talk to our customers, i.e. the beneficiaries of this facility, to see how we can organize and plan for the repayment of the loans that they took when they were studying in Kenya. And over and above that, we are also looking to opportunities where Higher Education Loans Board can be connected to various organizations that can support us to finance education in Kenya. As you are already aware, currently the Kenya government is having quite a number of commitments, and currently we are not able to get as much money as the demand is. And in that regard, we are asking Kenyans who live in this nation to help us in meeting our target. As a beneficiary of Higher Education Loan Facility, I would like to tell Kenyans, without that loan, I wouldn't have succeeded in my life. And that's why I have been able to become a chairman of an organization like this, because HELB assisted me and I have cleared my loan. It is your responsibility as a patriotic Kenyan to make sure you also pay your commitments. Therefore, as I conclude, I would like to thank the Kenyans who have been able to pay the loan and facilitated the education of students who come from poor background. We came here together with my CEO so that we can make a major appeal to all of you and assist us to meet our objectives in supporting education in Kenya. Mr. Charles Ringera will be giving you the details of how we are going about it, and to also appeal to you to give us the requisite support that we need. I'll now hand over the mic to Charles Ringera so that he can give you more details. Thank you very much and God bless. Charles.
Thank you, Chairman. Greetings again. I'm Jamboni wa Kenya, particularly the ones in the diaspora. We are coming to you live from Boston State in Massachusetts. Most of you may not know that Higher Education Loans Board, HELB, was actually started way back in 1952, which was called the fund, Higher Education Loan Fund, HELB. And that was started by colonial government as a way of intervening to several African students to be able to achieve higher education. You remember those days, there were only two universities then, Dar es Salaam and Makerere, and most of them actually were financed to go to those universities, besides the ones who are going to Europe universities. Now, since then, of course, as I've seen elsewhere, since then, the government has spent about 53 billion in educating Kenyans. And come 1973, what happened? The government thought it was important for those Kenyans to start taking that money as loans. So today we have loans that we gave in 1970s, and those loans have either not been repaid or are being repaid. That's what the chairman was saying. We are trying to reconnect with such people. As you may know, that today to be able to get a job in that country or to be able to get a good credit facility in Kenya, then you must have repaid your HELB. So that's how your good credit history is actually maintained. It's in the same spirit that we are trying to forward the same year between the two governments, having signed a memorandum of understanding between the two governments in terms of how do we make sure that the state assets are actually recovered back, so that we can be able to create a national revolving fund that can be able to help us. So for every student who went to Nairobi University, Kenyatta University, JKUAT, Moi, Egerton, Seiko, I don't know how many of you know there's something called Southeastern University. If you went to Masinde Muliro University, if you went to Eldoret University, there are 31 universities, public universities that we have financed students. We have also financed a further 38 private universities, and 2 years ago we also got into a program of financing TVET organizations. TVET organizations are technical and vocational institutions that train technical skills which are very handy, and they come very handy in the market. So if you're an alumni of those public universities that I've already mentioned, of those private universities I've already mentioned, we're already working with the alumni societies to be able to see, where those Kenyans go when they graduated from the various colleges. And that will help us in terms of tracing these Kenyans back so that they can be able to repay that loan back. Now, the way you can actually be able to reach out is very easy. As I said, we are in this market. We've been here for the last 3 weeks. We'll be here for another, 2 weeks. We leave on 30th. And next week, later this week, we'll be attending the United Nations General Assembly Conference in New York. From a telephone number perspective, you can be able to reach us on a local number, which I'll read now slowly so that you can be able to get it. 540-630-1761. I repeat again, 540-630-1761. That's a HELB number that we are using while you're here locally. Now, in case we are not able to reconnect, I'm a heavy user of WhatsApp, so let me give you my number. My number is 254-722-246-331. I take that again, 254-722-246-331. You can also reach to me on a very simple email that we have, CEO@HELB. HELB is HELB. Most of you put P at the end there, but it is actually a board and not a P.co.ke. Let me repeat that again, CEO@HELB.co.ke. Please put your Kenya national ID number for us to be able to come back to you with the requisite offers that we have of 80% penalty amnesty that we are giving. There are various repayment channels we have put in place for you to be able to get through. First of all, remember, you can also reach us on our website, www.helb.co.ke. In that website, you'll be able to see the various repayment channels, the various contacts you can be able to reach us. We are heavy users of social media. We have a wall in terms of Facebook. You will be able to get it on the web. We are heavy users of Twitter. We have our Twitter handle at HELB, HELB Twitter handle. You can also be able to reach us there. And again, those are our conveniences that we have created for you to be able to reach us. You can also get me on at Charles Ringera on my Twitter handle, and I'll be able to respond to you as quickly as we can be able to do. Now, in terms of repayment channels, we have also trying to improve the repayment channels that we have put up there. First of all, we are now collecting with 9 banks that are already resident of Kenya, and you can be able to check those banks on our website. We are also on Western Union. You can be able to connect us through Western Union, and we will be able to pay back, and we'll be able to pick up the payment. We are also using M-Pesa, the country being an M-Pesa country, and now from US you can also do M-Pesa. We have a till number, and you should be able to pick up the till number 2800000, which you can be able to make up a payment. Again, all that information is available on our website on the channels of repayment. You can also do by credit card, so we are heavy users of e-commerce, credit card and debit card. You can actually be able to pay. We have just started conversation with PowerPay because they are already doing heavy payment from this market to Kenya, and also WavePay. And by then, in the next 1 or 2 weeks, we should be having those repayment channels on board. All these repayment channels, Kenyans have been created for you to have convenience in terms of how you are repaying back that money. As the chairman said earlier, we have already visited Alabama, we've been in Arkansas, we have already been in Minnesota, we have been DC twice, and DC is important because of policy decision in terms of the collaboration we want to have between the government, this government of America, and also the Kenya government in terms of enhancing loan recoveries moving forward. And now this week we are in Boston, and we'll be proceeding to New York before we go back. Looking forward, we will be linking up with a number of Kenyan associations which are here. We know there's a big conference of Gothenburg coming up later on in Dallas, and will be heavily represented in those diaspora investment conferences. We were supposed to have been in Atlanta. As those unfold, we will be engaging with the Kenyans in those markets so that we can be able to reach out our message, and for us to remind Kenyans on their noble obligation of being able to repay back, even as they look forward to borrowing from the Kenya market, or also being able to have a good credit history in this market. Thank you very much once again, and may God bless you, and please pay what you owe the government. Thank you very much.